Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the September 9th, 2015 meeting of the Lowell Conservation Commission. Tonight's first item on the agenda is a request for determination of applicability, Dominguez Cavallero. Project location is 506 Lawrence Street, and it's removal of a shed and relocation of a fence, both located on city property and within 200 feet of the Concord River. Attorney Cox, if you could identify yourself for the record, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Attorney John Cox, 755 Dutton Street, Lowell, Massachusetts, represent Mr. Cavallero. As you may recall, or some of you may recall, July the 8th we were here on an issue pertaining to whether or not some of Mr. Cavallero's property on 508, 516 Lawrence Street was actually on city property. There was a fence and a shed that was involved. Since that time, we've met with the city many times. We've done our own survey, had our own survey done of the property, and the result of that survey is that, in fact, Mr. Cavallero's fence and shed are on city property. So what we are proposing to do is to remove the fence and the shed. And I think that's an agreement with the city. We've talked to DPD several times on this, and I think that the city's in agreement with that. So we're just here to get your permission to go forward and to complete that work.
Attorney Cox, is that the, that's the structure that's labeled existing garage on the plot plan I'm looking here?
Yes.
Okay.
That's going to be totally removed.
Okay. And you're going to remove it?
Correct.
Okay. Are you going to put anything, are you going to replace it with anything at any time?
I don't think so. I think it just probably just grade the land back there, and I think it'll probably be better off for the Cavalleros just to have that open space. Okay. It's been there since the 70s, I think.
Okay.
So.
All right. And as far as the fence, are you going to bring that up to the lot line, or are you just going to remove that also?
The fence is going to be at this point removed. Whether the Cavalleros decide to put a new fence in, we don't know that yet. But I think in dealing with the city, that wouldn't be a problem if, in fact, they wanted to put the fence on their side of the lot line. They'd certainly, I think, be able to do that, and we would tell DPD of those plans.
To the extent, I don't know if that, I think it is that particular area is floodplain. Before you disassemble the fence and take it down, you might want to take some pictures of it and measure the caliper of the posts, because you would be allowed to replace the fence like kind. Right. But to the extent it's floodplain, if you took the fence out and then a couple years went by, you could have difficulty getting approval to put it back in. So.
Right. I think that Mr. Cavallero's the senior is in Portugal right now, and he's back in a couple of weeks. So I think those are conversations that Manny will have with his father when he returns. And clearly, if they decide to just move the fence to the lot line, then they will do that at that time. Right. That's a good point, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right. I don't have anything further. Commissioner Varnum?
No, I have nothing.
All right. Commissioner Beardron?
No comments.
Commissioner Toner? And Commissioner McDonough? All right. To me, this seems like we could easily -3 this. Is there, Judy, is there an open EO on this?
Yes, there was an enforcement order.
All right, so we can lift that too, but we can do this. To me, this is an easy -3, so.
I'll make a motion to issue a -3 determination.
Do I have a second by Commissioner Toner, motion by Commissioner Beardron? Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Do I have a motion to lift the, or vacate the EO?
I'll make a motion to lift the enforcement order.
Do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Toner, motion by Commissioner Beardron. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. All right, thank you, Attorney Cox.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And thank your
members.
client for his
Thank you.
prompt
Good night.
attention to this. Tonight's second item is a certificate of compliance request, Daily Realty Trust, concerning DEP file number 2060728, and it's the project location at 40 Hadley Street. Okay, I just got in from there. Do we have, was anyone coming in from Daily Construction? Oh. All right, why don't we,
Want to wait for him? Yeah.
all right, yeah, why don't we table that then, and move on to the next item on tonight's agenda is a notice of intent. Richard Stern, Camelot Court 2, care of Sutton Management Company, Inc. Project location is 339 Pawtucket Boulevard, and it's refinish an existing in-ground pool, replace deck, fence, and associated utilities within bordering lands subject to flooding. Do we have a DEP number on that yet? Or are we still, is that still pending? Maureen, do you know? It's still under review? Okay, they haven't issued a number, though? Oh, do you have it? So 2060750?
2060750. Yep.
Do you get some sort of award for being 3/4 of a way to 1,000 orders in Lowell or something? I don't know. Or do you have to wait for 1,000? Congratulations, you are the...
Like frequent flyer miles.
All right. Ms. Hanley, if you could identify yourself for the record, please.
Good evening. My name's Maureen Harold from Norse Environmental Services, here as well as Mr. Stern, who is the applicant for this project. My client received an enforcement order. They started to remove part of the pool decking and repair the pool area, but it's in the floodplain. The floodplain elevation is 99.9 feet. So as a result, we filed a notice of intent with the commission. And essentially, what we'd like to do is we need to upgrade the pool. We need to upgrade some of the plumbing so that it complies with the current code. But essentially, put the deck exactly back where it needs to be placed, and have the pool back up and running for the owners for the condominium. So essentially, we're not going to be filling any floodplain or need to provide any compensatory storage for this site.
Okay, is there going to be any, so there's not going to be any expansion of the deck apron or anything?
No expansion.
It's just going back to the same
Correct.
grades? Okay. Now, how about the existing chain link fence? That's going to be replaced, or?
The poles are going to stay in place, and the chain, the chain link fence part of it will be, there'll be a new chain link fence around it, but the poles will
But the
stay
poles
in
will stay in
position.
place?
Right.
Okay. I think from, as I recall, they wanted to make the fence higher. Was that? Yeah, so you're just going to put new poles over the old ones, or?
Right, put sleeves over it and,
The
you know,
sleeve,
on top,
okay.
and it's gonna be a mini mesh, so you can't climb it, it's gonna be code compliant.
All right, okay. And other than that, there's no grading, no site grading
No grading.
being done? How about staging of materials during the,
I mean, just within the pool area, it would be temporary staging for that site, so, I mean, essentially, the whole area is within the floodplain, so we can't stage it outside of it.
okay. Is this going to be poured concrete, or what are they?
Poured concrete.
Okay, all right. Okay. I have no further questions. Commissioner Vaughn? Commissioner Beardron?
No questions.
Commissioner Toner? And Commissioner McDonough. Okay. And we do have a DEP file number. Is there anyone here who would like to offer their comments or concerns? Judy, anything extra from the city on this? No? Okay. Is there anyone here who would like to offer their comments or concerns, either for or against this project? Is there anyone who would like to offer their comments or concerns, either for or against? Okay, hearing none. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
by Commissioner Beardron, seconded by
Seconded.
Commissioner Toner. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Have at it, someone.
Thank you.
Oh, we're not done yet.
I'll make a motion to issue a standard City of Lowell order of conditions.
Seconded.
By, motion by Commissioner Beardron, second by Commissioner Varnum. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And do I have a motion to vacate the enforcement order?
I move to vacate the enforcement order.
By Commissioner Toner, seconded by Commissioner McDonough. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Daly, you're up. All right, moving back to the second item, Certificate of Compliance, Daily Realty Trust concerning DEP file number 206-0728, and the project location is 40 Hadley Street.
Correct. Thank you. Just here before the board tonight to discuss the, hopefully getting the compliance letter. My engineer was not available tonight to come here, so I'm in his, standing here in his presence. So we met with a couple of members of the board tonight at 40 Hadley Street. They had a couple questions. I think we've done everything to the letter of the law. Through the process, there was a couple things that had come up. One of which was that we found some dead trees. We came back before the board, got the board's approval to remove the dead trees. Secondarily, we had increased the foundation size in the garage. We came back before the board under other business, submitted a letter from our engineer concerning the water, if that were to have any water issues, and he showed that the capacity was fine. So we're just here tonight to answer any of your questions. We've done what we think is everything per the order of the conditions, so we feel confident that we're looking for your blessing.
All right, I guess I just missed everybody out there. I showed up at about 6:20-ish or so,
Okay.
I was at...
6:30.
I just missed you then. I was at the Lowell High Golf match over at Mount Pleasant, so, and they were just finishing up, and I was looking at my watch and realized I was going to miss everybody, so. That apple tree's almost ready for apple pies, but,
Yeah.
it looks pretty good. My only comment, and it's not really even a concern, would just be the front grassy area. I'd like to see something developed there.
Yep.
Where it's hydroseeded.
Mm-hmm.
The wooded area around over to the, and I guess that's the northern back corner
Yep.
of the lot, next to, north of the rain garden area. And this isn't your concern. I understand the property's already been sold?
Yeah.
Okay, because I met the homeowner when
Yeah,
I was
he's-
out there.
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it would almost be nice to clean that area, or if they could clean that out a little bit and just gain somewhat of a yard.
Sure.
The tree certainly can stay, but just,
Yep.
If you can convey that to him. I don't know about the rest of the board, but to me, it looked pretty good. Thank you for the updated fill calculations on the foundation, so.
You're welcome.
Those all fit within the, allowable areas, so I don't really have any more comments. Commissioner Varnum?
I thought it looked very good out there, and we apparently have had a rainstorm since the piping was all completed, and the proponent says the drainage into the rain garden was working as it should.
Worked really well. Really well.
Yeah.
All right, Commissioner Beardron?
I think it was great. And it was my first time I saw a flow-through vent in real life, so thank you for that. Yeah. No question.
I hope I don't see one for a while. I can
Yeah,
tell.
right?
Commissioner Toner?
Look great. No questions.
Commissioner McDonough? Okay. All right. I think this one's pretty easy. Looks pretty good work. So when this project was proposed, I didn't envision that lot looking like that, and
Yeah.
I was kind of a little dismayed to be losing the gardens that used to be there, but I'm glad that apple tree is still there, and the one I don't know what the tree in front is, that's in front of the apple tree, but is that a dogwood? Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm glad those two stayed, because they're beautiful trees.
Yes.
So.
And the dogwoods we did plant will obviously flower and add some nice dimension to the character to that yard as well, I think.
And,
So.
and I know the apple tree's not on the property, but it looks as healthy as anything, so,
Yeah.
and, none of the construction seems to have harmed it at all. Actually, it'd probably do a little bit better the way it is now,
Yeah.
so.
Looks good.
All right, okay, do I have a motion to issue a COC?
I'll move to issue a certificate of compliance on this project.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? Motion by Commissioner Varnum, seconded by Commissioner Beardron. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Tonight's fourth item is a notice of intent, Charles Beauchesne. Project location is 902 Varnum Ave. And I know we were awaiting some comments from the DEP on this. Do we have a number on this one yet?
Yes, for Varnum Ave, we do have a number, 0749.
So 2060749.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And this is raising an existing dwelling unit and replace with a prefabricated single-family home with associated utilities and driveway on a parcel with a portion located within the 100-year floodplain. Hi, John. Are you here for this project?
I'm here for this, but the Bert Hamill's representing me on the engineer part, and he's...
All right.
Here? Okay.
John, if you could identify yourself for the record, please?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Hamill, if you could identify yourself for the record,
Yes,
please.
sorry, lateness. For the record, my name is Bernard Hamill, H-Star Engineering. I'm representing the applicant, Mr. Charles Beauchesne, this evening regarding his property at 209 Varnum Ave. If it pleases the chairman, I do have some revised plans to offer the committee. Do you need the green slips?
Mr. Chairman, there were comments from DEP on this project. Did you see the comments from DEP on this project? Need a table showing the amount of fill and mitigation at each incremental? They were looking for a table showing the amount of fill and mitigation at each elevation. I just want to make sure you had seen that. Yeah, okay.
before we start, Mr. Hamel, the difference between the two plans is,
I added the table the DEP requested.
okay, that's the only difference?
That is the only change, and I think I put the DEP file number on the plan,
All right.
just for clarification.
Okay, just, if you could just give us a moment. Hmm?
So this is the building here, the house.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this?
That's the prefab.
It's gonna go on top?
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna raise this the little part, and then where's this little part on this? Oh, sorry.
Your floodplain is at 101. All right, so, go ahead, Lou.
Effectively, the project is as described, that we're replacing the previously existing dwelling that was damaged during an accident, an automobile accident, with a new dwelling on the site. Building permit was applied for and obtained. The building department determined that the project was negligible impact, and we should have, accordingly, realized that the authority for work in the floodplain resided with the Conservation Commission, and applied for at least a request for determination. That was overlooked. The project was started, and realized in the middle that, gee, we were working in a floodplain, and therefore we filed a full notice of intent with the commission. As you can see, the filling is actually minimal, if any. We're actually providing some additional compensatory flood storage. There are no wetland resources involved that I'm aware of. We're putting a new prefabricated house on the parcel on rails, so it's above the floodplain, so it will not be impacted. We have taken the rail system into consideration in our calculations, which I've provided since that was one of DEP's comments. It's a very straightforward project. There's the driveway that you see on the plans from existing to proposed is the same driveway. There is no change to that driveway. It's pre-existing. Other than that, it's a very straightforward project. I'm open for any questions the commission might have.
All right, so and I haven't been out there to view this property yet, but I'm having this property obviously slopes back from Varnum Ave, and there's a couple of retaining walls.
On either side?
Right.
Correct.
So, so the rail system that you're building from elevation, I guess, above 100, which is up to elevation 101. You're saying that the footings for that or the piers for that are going to take 27 cubic feet?
No, sir. I'm suggesting that the portion that's displaced is 27 cubic feet. Those footings go down roughly 8 feet into the ground.
Yeah, no, I realize that. I'm just saying above grade.
The total displacement
Yeah.
between the finished elevation and The 101 elevation is 27 cubic feet.
Okay, so what, I guess what I'm, so I've got, when I add the columns, you've got, you're cutting between 98 and 99, 33 cubic feet, right?
That's correct.
And then 144 between 99 and 100, and then another 110, so that's 254, 287, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, okay, 287. And then you're filling 27, so there's a net of 260.
Correct.
Okay, but underneath, you have 290.
I'm sorry.
That should be 260?
That was just a
Okay.
fat finger, excuse me.
All right, so I don't want to redo all these plans. Can we get the original and have Mr. Hamel write that in and just initial it with a revision? Okay, because I don't want these all getting, and you can do that tonight.
Be happy to.
All right,
The 6 is above the 9. Yeah.
yeah. I've done that, I'm sure, 1,000 times. Okay, so that's the only changes there. Now, the existing dwelling itself is completely above the 100-year floodplain.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Has the existing dwelling been removed already?
Yes, it has.
Oh, it's already gone? Okay.
The rails are in.
Oh, and the rails are already in. Okay. All right. I don't have anything further. Commissioner Varnum?
I've been looking at this as driving by, but I did stop today. It did appear, and maybe you can tell me if this is true or not, behind the garage, maybe a strip perhaps 10 to 15 feet wide, and the width of the lot appears to be loose material that perhaps was pushed in there. It could be as much as 10 or 12 inches deep.
I think it was actually removed from there, not pushed in. And we did take that area into consideration.
When you say
There was some-
it was removed, what do you
I
mean?
believe there was some material either grubbed in there or, just some gentle removal, but I think we do show that area as an area of disturbance, a portion of that.
It says limit of disturbance, so
Yeah,
it'd be
and
just
if you look
just
at
to the
that line,
north
it
of
comes
that.
out behind the garage area.
So your elevations would still hold true there?
Yes, it would, because that's existing elevations as it is today.
And is that going to undergo further grooming or something?
Yes, it will have to remove the additional material to make up the 260 cubic feet.
Oh, you haven't removed the material
We
yet?
have removed some, but we're going to remove additional material from that site to final landscape it.
Okay, now, do you need all of that sand that's presently around the rails? Because some of that appears to be material that perhaps wasn't there originally.
I'm sure it was not there originally when they backfilled the rails. I'm pretty sure they used different material. They used a sand material rather than the original material.
But that's included in your
That
calculations?
is included in all these calculations, yes.
So the driveway will be the same elevation as it was originally?
There are no changes because the garage is going to stay as is, therefore the driveway has to match up with the garage.
Now, how will you, I haven't seen a house on rails. Will the house go over to the property line? In other words, it'll be wider than the rails?
It'll be about a foot and a half wider, but it still needs to meet zoning to the siding, if you will. So it'll be roughly, I think it's supposed to be about 11 and a half feet off the sideline.
I was wondering how you were going to stabilize that sand that was on the property line next to the neighbor. It's a lot higher than the neighbor's lot.
That'll be loamed and seeded.
It will loam and seed? So is there any work proposed for, you say limit of disturbance, there's no work proposed beyond that,
Just, no,
this project?
that'll be the limit, and we just need to groom it and loam and seed, stabilize.
What about the stumps? Will they stay there?
If they're past that limit, yes, they will stay there.
Okay, that's all I have.
And Commissioner Beardred?
I've never seen a house on rails. Can you just describe it? What,
Well,
really, do you reel it in?
no.
Okay.
It's a prefabricated house, all built, comes in on a trailer. They lift it with a crane and drop it on these two rails. They have cross slats going underneath it for supports.
Okay.
And it just kind of drops like a giant shoebox.
And like just kind of fits in like a puzzle?
And it just drops in, they bolt it down to the rails, done.
So now, technically, there's room between,
There'll be an area underneath that's open,
underneath that's open, okay. So this is like the thing you see on the highway, like wide load?
a very wide load.
Okay, gotcha, okay. No, I think that, it'll be a benefit to the neighborhood, because the house there could use a little upgrade, so, yeah, thank you.
Commissioner Toner?
How high up will it be from the rails from where it is, from the existing grade right now?
The rails are finished. I believe there's a 1-foot differential from the bottom of the structure as it sits to the finished floor. So the finished floor will be up another foot from the top of the rails as they sit currently.
Okay.
I have not seen the exact specifications for this. So that's an engineering approximation, if you will.
Okay.
Do you know when the house is coming?
I do not.
See this.
We actually canceled delivery pending the outcome of these deliberations.
Gotcha.
All set.
No questions.
Commissioner McDonough? Okay, I have two more, actually, questions. One is, didn't see the limit of disturbance label on the plan, but now, I was looking for it in the legend, but it's not there. That's okay. But it looks like your excavation or your cut on the 99 existing contour extends beyond the limit of disturbance. That's all right. We're not dealing with a wetland here. But I guess as I looked into that, I'm a little perplexed. Where is the cut from 98 to 99? Because I can't see that anywhere. Not that you need it, I just don't see it.
It's just, we're going to just carve that embankment back a little bit.
Okay, but it doesn't show on your plan, though.
We do show a finished contour.
Huh?
We show the finished contours. That's how we show it.
Yeah,
An existing contour to a finished.
Yeah, I see the 99 where you're taking from above the existing 99, cutting in, and that crosses over your limit of disturbance to the southwest, right? But I still don't see where your 98, or is that?
That 98 contour is unchanged.
Yeah. So where's you're saying you're providing between 98 and 99, 33 cubic feet of cutting.
Right.
So I guess I'm scratching my head wondering where that
33
is.
cubic feet is very tiny. It's,
Huh?
33 cubic feet of material is very, very tiny.
Oh, yeah, no, I realize that, but.
And
but
that's all
where-
we're doing is we're just carving a little bit of that embankment out to pull back that disturbed area to ensure that we are not filling any floodplain storage. We're just doing a very gentle grading in that area.
Okay, so there's going to be some cutting then, there's going to be some cutting between the 98 and 99?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that's where I'm wondering, where it doesn't, you don't have
Actually,
a
the
final
cutting
contour.
is going to be between the 99 and 100 so that we increase our flood storage. That 99 contour will move back up towards Varnum Ave.
All right, so you're going to, so you're going to be below the 99 then, so, all right,
Yeah, so we're increasing the flood storage in that area.
all right.
Well, I think, do we need to go through all, so, yeah, just to run through, do you have the map in front of you? So the 99 contour, and you're moving the 99, that's that 33 cubic
Yes,
feet, right? Okay,
correct.
so moving up, the 100 to the 100,
Yeah.
that's that 144.
Yes.
So where is between the 100 and the 101, the 110?
When we move that 100 up, the 100 contour, 101 contour does not move, but when we move that 100 up, it actually grades down to that, and that's what creates that differential between the 100 and the 101, by moving that contour in and grading down to it. That whole area is disturbed, but if we grade and landscape down to that, we actually increase the volume.
Wait a minute, so, but again, working up, if the 100 contour I thought was the 144.
Right, we don't have to move, that's correct. But
Okay.
you also gain on the other side by moving those contours inward, and reducing that side of the elevation. It's a cascading effect, if you will.
So moving the 103
By
and-
continuously cutting into that bank, you increase that volume continuously between multiple elevations.
Okay, I'm still not seeing it because I want to go back to the 98, 99. If you, from what, and perhaps I misunderstood, but you've got your existing 99 contour swings down from basically the southern corner of the garage, across the neighboring property on that jog there.
Right.
And then basically in an eastward direction across the property. You have your limit of disturbance line where it's labeled right under the 11,346 square feet.
Right.
Okay, and you've got your dashed 99 contour is your existing grade.
Correct.
Then you have a solid 99 proposed contour, which
Right.
is your cut. You're saying some of that now is below the 99 elevation?
No. Well, I'm saying that portion on the other side of that 99, on the southerly side of that 99, is, yes, now below a 99 elevation.
He's saying this.
No, that's the limit of work line.
No. So this is the 99,
Yeah,
right here.
that's just that's a limit of work
Oh.
line. That's not a cut line. So you can't, if you want to come up and show me where the 98, 99 cut is, because I'm not seeing it, and
Yeah.
if it's all above the existing 99 contour line, then you can't take credit for anything below 99 feet.
We can certainly take credit
Oh, you absolutely cannot. That's the bathtub effect.
for this area here.
But that's what area?
This area between right here and here is what we're talking about.
That's your,
That's,
that's not a contour line, though.
No, this is,
Yeah.
right there. That is contour line.
Yeah,
This area here is where we're going to cut back
yeah,
that material
yeah,
to a certain extent.
yeah. So this area is where on this chart?
This area here is.
Can't be.
Sure.
And no, it cannot be. You've misread the act incorrectly. You can't take material from above the 99 contour and dig it below the 99 contour and get credit for it. You can't do it, okay? You have to start at 99 and you can take credit for it above, but once you go below, you lose it.
But we are above, right in here, where this is going to drop, and we're only dropping out in this area here a few inches.
Okay, so that brings you up to that's your 98, 99.
Correct.
Okay, so then we've got our 99, 100,
Correct.
which is here.
Right.
And to Commissioner Beardren's point now, where's the 100 to up to the 100-year floodplain? Where's that?
Okay. Your 100 to the 101
Yeah.
is here.
Yeah,
When we cut this back from here to here, this grading from here to here removes a portion of this material. It increases that slope, thereby increases the floodplain capacity. It's,
but you're keeping the 101 at 101.
we're keeping the 101 at 101, we're not changing that at all.
Like,
What we have here is, we have a slope. What we're doing is taking a slight bite out of that whole slope like that, putting a belly in it to create flood storage capacity and like that.
So you're saying that the 100's gonna be,
That's going to add storage as well, because what we're doing is increasing this slope down here, because this 101 moved closer to that flood elevation.
yeah, but see, if you see what, so look at my stripes.
Yeah, I see them.
So here you have
But-
storage, but this storage right here is in between the 99 and 100, because you're dipping into,
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Because you have to do it at each elevation increment.
yeah, we agree with that, but I don't think you have anything in the 98 to the 99.
Sure I do.
Where?
99 to 98.
Okay, but
Okay.
watch this. Let me see your pen, because it's black. If I make this line dark,
Sure.
here's your 99 line,
I'm very much aware of that.
and here's this. You don't have any storage in between those two contour lines.
Sure I do.
Where?
It's right there.
Nope. That's a
Okay,
li-
Between here
all right,
and
no, 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 I get that. That's your 98, 99 cut.
Yeah.
This area here is your 99, 100 cut.
Yes, agreed.
Where's the 100 to 101 cut?
It's between here and here, because what
Where?
happens from here to here, what we're doing is we're increasing this slope, i.e. dropping these grades in here, thereby providing storage in there.
But they match exactly with this besides this little jog
Yep.
out.
Finished grades are different than existing grades.
Yeah, but where are the finished grades, though?
There's your finished grade, right there.
Yeah, but where's the cutting from 100 to 101?
100 from,
Here's our 101 line, right?
yes, and here's your 100 cut. It cuts this slope down.
You can't, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. You can't do that. You can't dig a hole and take compensation for it.
That's the whole purpose.
No, that's not the purpose. You have to stay above the elevation, okay? And you're not doing that in this particular case. You're basically taking something at elevation and digging a hole below it. The problem is that 100 under the act will be filled with water by the time we get to the 100 contour.
Agreed. But because this slope is increased here, this area will be lower also.
Okay, so you're saying you're regrading this slope here?
That whole slope is being regraded.
All right, then what I'm going to suggest then is if you're changing the slope of this, and we're not seeing, we have 3 changes, we have 3 cuts showing on your calculations, but only 2. And I think that goes now back to the DEP's comment that they're not seeing it. They were saying they weren't seeing the chart, but they're also saying they're not seeing it on the plan. And I'm not seeing it on the plan either. I know you've been doing this for a long time, Mr. Hamill, but I've been doing this for a long time too. And I'm not an engineer, but I've looked at, I don't know how many countless thousands of plans through the years, and I am not seeing this at all. I don't see it anywhere on here. What I would suggest is if you're completely regrading between the new 100 and the 101, perhaps you might want to show a side profile of the existing grade there and what the new grade is going to be.
We could do a profile right through it, no problem at all.
Or perhaps even, well, I don't even know how you would do that. But to me, and to Commissioner Bearden's point, I'm not seeing this, and I know she does this for a living. I don't, but
I knew this would be difficult to visualize, and we can certainly do a profile and provide that to you. Because I looked at this thing very, very hard once I saw the DEP comment, and I wanted to make 100% sure that I understood what was going on this site. And yes, this is a slope change, and there is additional storage volume that is created as a result of that.
all right. So I think what we're going to need to see then is a side profile of the site from the 100-year floodplain at 101 down to I'd go perhaps just a little, a little bit above the 100, above the 101 contour and a little bit below the 98 contour, since that's what you're disturbing. Yeah, and show a side profile and show the finished, the new grades. Now, based on this, I'm looking at this plan and I'm the guy out there with the backhoe. I'm making 2 cuts. I'm making one here and one here, and I'm not doing anything else, so.
He has to grade in between, obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, you say obviously, but it's not obvious from looking at the plan, okay? Because it's not there. You have some spot grades now, and I don't know if those are existing spot grades or if those are proposed spot grades. So
is that what you're saying, that if this 100, let's say 0.5, for example, in existing, it's like 100.7? That's what you're saying? So these are actually gone down?
Right, we're trying to take out as much material as is feasible.
Okay.
Right.
So maybe you need another 100.5 contour in there to
Yeah.
show that.
If we need,
Because right now, if I was DEP, I wouldn't be seeing that either.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you need to show these areas, maybe even hatch them in, this is this.
Yep, not a problem.
And you could even call them out Area 1, Area 2, so there's no confusion with these elevations, yeah.
Actually, it's not just, I want to make clear, it's not just these specific little changes. It's an entire process of grading, and that's why a profile, I think, would be more useful.
Would be useful, okay.
Because it's not just a little spot, we dig a little hole, it's a landscaping process.
Yeah,
So some of that material will be coming out, taken away.
It has to leave the site.
yeah.
Roughly 10 cubic yards. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's only about 3 inches over 1,000 square feet, which is nothing.
all right, okay. So I think we need to see some additional notations. And you can, I guess at that time, you can fix the 290 and the 260 or whatever it adds up to. I'm going to, Judy, were there any other comments from the city on this? No? Okay. Is there anyone here who would like to offer their comments or concerns, either for or against this project? Is there anyone here who would like to offer their comments or concerns, either for or against? Okay, hearing none. I'm not going to close the public hearing because we need some revisions to this plan. So at the request of the proponent, do I have a motion to continue? And this will, do you think you can get before us on the 23rd?
Yeah, 23rd would be fine.
Okay.
This
So the submittal is next
This
Wednesday?
is maybe 2 hours worth of work
All right,
at the most.
okay.
All right. I'll make a motion to continue this to the next meeting.
Seconded?
Seconded by Commissioner Tona. Motion by Commissioner Beardron. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. All right,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, moving on. Is there, before I open this up, we have 5 issues on the next project. Well, you know what? I'm tempted to open them all and deal with them together, but right now I'm just going to open the first one. Just because it's the next item on the agenda, and I just open it for discussion, but before they start. Next, I believe it's the 5th item on tonight's agenda, is notice of intent. It's Institute Associates of Lowell, Inc. Project location is 34-2 Berry Road, and it's site grading and construction of a single-family home within a riverfront area. And I believe we have a DEP number on this because I saw the comments, so. No? Or? Yeah, it's 07, what, 5?
I didn't see a DEP number.
Do we have a number on this? No?
No, I didn't see a DEP number. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Take that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a
I
DEP
saw.
number. 206-0747, 206-0748.
Okay, so -2 is 206-0748. That's the one I
Yes.
called.
Yep.
All right, now, all right, yeah, well, what I want to do is, why are these all separate filings?
Yeah.
Is there significant differences between properties? Like, does one have something special than?
I mean, we typically deal with developments like this all together. It would be generally a single filing, with separate lots, but, which is fine. I mean, you can get partial COCs, but regardless, I mean, it's up to you how you want to file. But for sake of expediency, I don't want to open up 4 separate public hearings, go through the whole procedural aspect of 4 public hearings, if I can deal with them all in one.
You can still deal with them all at once.
All right, so,
You don't need a DEP file number to discuss a project.
no, I realize that, but we do need one to close a project, so.
So I can go through what I feel as though would be a procedural
All right, so let me call all of them then. The 6th item on tonight's agenda is also a notice of intent, Institute Associates of Lowell, Inc. Project location is 34-3 Berry Road, and it's concerning DEP file number 206-0747. Did I get that right? Yep.
Yes.
And it's site grading and construction of a single-family home within a riverfront area.
You want a mic?
Next item on tonight's agenda, also associated with this, is a notice of intent, Institute Associates of Lowell, Inc. Project location is 34-4 Berry Road, and we do not have a DEP file number on that one yet. And it's also site grading and construction of a single-family home within a riverfront area. And the next item also associated with this is a notice of intent, Institute Associates of Lowell, Inc. Project location is 34-5 Berry Road. And likewise, we do not have a DEP file number on this. And it's also site grading and construction of a single-family home within a riverfront area. And also, it's a separate item on the agenda open for discussion, is the Institute Associates of Lowell, Inc. Project location is 34-5 Berry Road, and it's a demolition of an existing modular building units. Now, is that on the entire lot, or is that just on -5? The demolition.
The demolition involves the first 3 lots, but related to the demolition and the restoration involves all 4 lots.
All right, so,
I guess to answer your question, yes, it includes all 4 lots.
all right, so the current, all right, so
Use your mic.
the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the commission. For the record, my name is Matt Hammer. I'm with Lamplex. We're located here in downtown Lowell on Kearney Square. We're here representing...
Matt, if I could just, is that turned on?
Yeah, we're here representing the Institute of America Associates, Inc. This site, as you can see on this aerial here, is located off of Berry Road, which is a private road right now, which is also off of the main road, which is West Meadow Road. This is an aerial showing what is now the former Riverside Reform School for boys. That since has been discontinued. Right now, there's an existing two-story brick building, and then further down the road is a modular classroom facility. There's pavement all around the rear of the property, and then in the back is the Flag Meadow Brook. The Flag Meadow Brook is shown here in purple on this existing conditions plan. The bank flags have been located by Norse Environmental. We picked them up by instrument survey, as well as the bordering vegetative wetland, which is shown here, and that's shown in yellow. These are the two buildings here, the pavement that extends around in Berry Road that is here. The total parcel is 119,000 square feet. What's not shown on here, there was also some obstacle course type setups for the boys that they would go down into this lower area. There's a wall that they use to climb. There's a wire that they would venture across and things to help improve their skills outdoors. Our intention is to remove all of that. We're intending right now to remove all of this pavement, the entire modular building, and then here will be the existing brick building, the existing paved area, and we've shown some mitigation to that in terms of some infiltration trenches to mitigate that existing pavement. This project has been before the Lowell Planning Board. It received a special permit for the 4 individual lots. 2 of them were A&R lots, and 2 of them had the reduced frontage from the 90 feet to the 75 feet, which requires the special permit. That special permit was granted by the Planning Board, and there's a roadway improvement plan also as part of that filing that was approved by the Planning Board, all of which is outside of the jurisdiction of the 200-foot. But with that, we incorporated mitigation for the runoff of that roadway in the way of porous pavement and subsurface infiltration. So that's kind of the background of the project that's been previously approved. I have an overview plan here, which shows the 4 individual parcels. It shows the existing tree line here. It shows the proposed riverfront area that's just going to...
Matt, if I can just, do we have this plan?
No,
whole-
the commission does not have a copy of the, that's essentially one of the subdivision plan sheets, which I do have a copy here.
Yeah, that would be most helpful. Because, I mean, when I looked through these, I was like, I had 4 separate plans, and it would have been nice to have one plan of the whole.
I can most most certainly have more plans made. I didn't want to further complicate it with a full plan set for the entire project. That plan set is on file at the DPD. If you need
Yeah, I
copies,
mean,
you may just want the grading plan.
yeah, because, I mean, it may, as a procedural aspect for you and your client's purposes, it may be overcomplicating it, but for our purposes, wetlands and riverfront and wildlife, they don't care where the property lines are. And we want to see the big picture, okay? Our property lines are artificial for our purposes, other than you better stay on your own property, but it makes it hard to piece together the four separate plans that we have.
Sure.
And to see the whole project.
Yeah, and I did send a set of plans to DEP as well. I didn't want to make what was, I don't know, 32 copies of full plan sets. I'll make sure that you have plans. There's an additional plan here that someone can also look at, which is the overall grading plan, which I think is
It's
the
just
primary plan.
The reason and there is a procedural reason too, is you're using a full plan. We're supposed to have what you're using. Okay, so it's that you can't, you got to leave that now because you're using it. All right, you see what I'm saying? That
Sure, we have
Yeah.
this whole plan set is on file within the city in all.
Yeah, but we don't have it though.
Okay, well, we'll make sure you do,
Okay.
okay?
And, you know, I mean, this is the public board we're in front of now, and you're using something that we haven't even been given.
Right, which I didn't, that's why I was doing individual lots, because the
Yeah,
lots.
but you're using an entire plan, and we haven't seen that yet.
I know, I was just using it to show you, to help clarify what the project is about, but we are filing 4 individual parcels.
Yeah, okay, time out. Procedurally, if you use something, you got to give it to us. If you want to take it off the table and just deal with the 4 plans separately, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to send you home and tell you to give us an entire plan. You can't use an entire plan if you're not giving it to us, okay? You can't use it. I'll tell you to take it off the easel and just, it's a procedural issue. You can't use something and not file it with us. You can't do it, all right? Procedurally, the Wetlands Protection Act and the CMR do not allow you to do that, okay? If you want to use that, you got to give it to us, and you better make sure we have it so we can prepare, okay?
So we won't use this because
But
the
let
calculations.
me back up now.
Okay.
What I'm going to say next, though, is what I've already said. I want to see an entire plan because I'm not going to deal with this piecemeal. I want to see, like I said, for the purposes of the riverfront protection, for the purposes of wetland issues, for the purposes of wildlife and what we're jurisdictionally involved with, they don't care about artificial boundary lines. We want to see the entire picture of what you're impacting on as far as the resources go.
I understand, and we'll make sure you get a copy of the plan set.
Okay.
For the file, absolutely. If you don't want me to use the material because you.
No, I do want you to use the material because it makes more sense to use it. But what I'm saying is procedural, substantively wise, I'm going to send you home and I want an entire plan like this. Procedurally wise, if you want to use an entire plan, you better make sure we have it in advance. Otherwise, procedurally, we can say, no, you can't use that.
Right, I was going to come into this meeting and not use the plans. I was going to just use the plans that were submitted for each lot. The project's been subdivided through the definitive subdivision process. It's on file with the city of Lowell, so the project has been subdivided, okay? The roadway work has been approved through the definitive subdivision process. So to me, it wasn't needed to be included in the file because it's already been done. But I have no problem not using it or using it. If we can use that plan for the file, that's fine. I had brought a copy of the overall grading plan, which I can leave with you, which just shows you the overall project. But the project really is each individual parcel. But we will make sure that this is in the file.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm just gonna, before you continue, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna reiterate what I've already said. One is, I, for one, want an entire plan showing the 4 parcels, okay, all on one plan, okay?
Okay.
You can deal with it separately. What I'm saying is that's your option to deal with it one parcel at a time, okay? But what I'm telling you, Matt, is that right from the beginning, I'm going to say, no, no, no. I want to see a master plan showing all the parcels. Okay, that's not a problem. The real problem, though, is you're relying now on a master plan, but you haven't filed that with us.
So what I did-
It's been filed with the city, but it hasn't been filed with the Conservation Commission. And we're the Conservation Commission, and we need these plans to go out and look at the site in order to prepare for the meeting. We don't even have to consider this unless we had it 7 days ago. And this is the first I've seen it. This is the first I've seen it. I'm looking at one copy, but Commissioner Varnum doesn't have one, Commissioner McDonough doesn't have one, Commissioner Toner doesn't have one, neither does Commissioner Beardron or Commissioner Lovely, who's not here tonight, or Commissioner Dillon, who's not here tonight. Likewise with this, the site grading plan. There's one over here, but I don't have one to look at and to digest prior to this meeting. That's what I'm saying.
That's why.
My preference,
I
my preference right now, unfortunately, is to continue this meeting so we can get these plans in front of us, so we can at least have something that we can have an intelligent discourse back and forth. I'll tell you, Matt, I'm not a big fan of being given plans on the night of the
That wasn't my intention,
meeting.
Chairman. We referenced the plan set on each individual plan as a reference to this plan set, which has already been approved by the planning board. It
Yeah, but
wasn't in-
we're not the planning board. We're the Conservation Commission.
I know, I understand that. So we can,
But I think it will help you, like, I'm looking at something here, a temporary dewatering and sedimentation basin that's in one lot, but I think you're using it for all of it during construction. So that will help you to put it all together, just for example. Because if not, we'd be saying, hey, well, you have it on this property, and then we'd go to this property and say, well, where's that sedimentation basin you had on that property? So little things like that.
shows up on that property on this.
But it only shows up on 34-2, so when we
That's
moved over
right.
to 34-3, we'd be saying something like, where's the sedimentation basin on this one? Because this is technically all one development until, that's gonna help you for us, by putting this all
Sure.
together. Yeah.
I'm here to work through however way you want
Yeah,
to go through the process.
You know, and I hate to do this because we're here tonight, but, again, I'm not even looking at this. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm seeing this for the first time as all one. But, Commissioner Beardron makes an excellent point. You're going to be relying on elements on one lot for the purpose of satisfying the act on another lot for our purposes. And if we took, for instance, your 34-3, you risk getting a denial.
Yeah.
Also on 34-4 and 34-5. You risk getting a denial because you don't meet the requirements of the act for that particular project if we just viewed that as a project in and of itself.
Sure.
And I don't know if that's the outcome or not. What I'm saying is, right now, you're relying on a master plan. I want to see a master plan because I want to know, I don't like coming to these meetings and I don't know what's going on and I'm just learning about it for the first time. Okay, believe it or not, we all look at these things and prepare for these meetings,
Completely understood.
I
I was trying to prepare this in what I thought would be the easiest way. But, we have different ways of looking at it, and we all want to make sure that everyone understands the project. We'll work through the whole project as a whole.
Can he submit this master plan and we can refer to it and he can still do the different
Yeah,
permits?
let's do an outline. We don't even have DEP file numbers on some of these yet. But
Does DEP have the full master plan? Or
The
did you
only
give them
plan-
exactly
The only
what?
plan that I gave the DEP was the overall grading plan in the existing conditions plan.
So you did all the 4 different notice of intents
Did 4 different notice of intents.
With this.
With a copy of the grading plan and the
Yeah.
existing conditions plan, because the existing conditions plan was important.
Yeah.
To show the existing buildings and the overall existing conditions with the pavement
Yeah.
and the grading and all that, yes.
So that's probably what we would want. Yeah.
Well, if you filed it with the DEP, you've got to file it with us. You can't give them something and not give it to us.
Again, I apologize, Chairman. I was relying on the plan set that's been approved through the planning board that was referenced on our plans to be a reference for the entire project, that's all.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything
Yeah,
intentional or...
no, I'm not saying it's insidious. I'm just saying we're looking at plans. I mean, I would have, if we took these individually, I would have said, I want to see an entire plan. They're already done. Okay, so what I would have done is entertain a motion to continue so we can get an entire plan to review this project. Even though it's 4 separate filings, we'll deal with them one at a time, or we'll deal with them at 4 separate orders. We've done that before. It's not the first time we've done this.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, we want to see it as one big site grading project, especially since there's shared elements. Now, apparently, there's going to be features to one lot that are going to benefit the entire project.
Yeah.
So I'm going to entertain a motion to continue just for that reason alone. But the main reason is we've got filings in front of the DEP that we haven't even seen yet, which is, you don't, and I hate to say this, but you don't even have a complete filing yet for us to open this up.
Well,
Because if you've made submittals to the DEP that aren't in front of us, we don't have a complete filing yet.
The DP didn't have any comments on the first 2 lots.
Yeah, that's because they got information we didn't get, and we still don't have it.
So, can we make a motion?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even, I'll hear from other commission members, but I don't want to hear any more in this until we have a complete filing.
I was out there today, and I found it impossible to even try to look at the site because there's no reference points.
Yeah, I don't even know what you guys are looking at right now.
Whatever DEP, and whatever DEP got as well. Yeah.
They got 4 filings, and I gave them a copy of the approved subdivision. They understood where the project was.
Yeah, but we need the same thing. Yeah. I know, you figure we're City of Lowell, we should know, but still, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's nothing insidious here, but basically, you make the 9 copies for us, and you make additional copies for the DEP. They should be exact copies. There should be nothing different other than the address that goes on the packages. Okay.
So we'll make sure that you get the plans. We also have a request. We have an opening for the Magnet House, which is here, coming up in a couple of weeks. They're having a big grand opening. The lieutenant governor's going to be at the opening. The city council, state representatives. And what we wanted to do was to make it look nice for this opening was to remove the modular trailers that are on wheeled trailers. Okay? To remove just the modular trailers.
Those are the white buildings?
It's this orange building here.
Yeah, but as you drive down Berry Road, it's on the left. Yeah, I I didn't even know those were back there,
I
but,
didn't either.
yeah. I mean, we had a project that was halfway down that street about, what, 5 or 6 years ago? Yeah, and and the only reason I even knew where Berry Road was is I remembered it, so.
So so the owner and Dean came to me last week. I said, yes, there's a possibility that you could remove those trailers. What we did was, I said, you know, that there would be no way you could remove the trailers until we get the straw wattle down. So we staked out the erosion and sedimentation control line that's on the down gradient part of this asphalt here. We staked it out last week. A contractor, Dean Jenkins, went in. I said, you should go into the Conservation Department, get permission from them to install the wattle, and I believe that that was allowed.
Yes, and we actually did inspect it today.
Now, are those modulars, are those on wheels or?
Yes.
I mean, there's like a skirt or something around the
Yeah,
bottom
there's
of
a
them.
skirt around the bottom and there's wheels underneath there. So literally what they do is they connect onto the end of the trailer, cut off the part of the roof that's connecting it, and they take them away.
I don't,
We have a request that the commission allow us to take the modulars out of there because they're trying to get it all nice and neat in there so that there's going to be a fairly big event there, I want to say.
yeah, those
over
are on
100
wheels
people.
now? If you can identify yourself for the record, certainly.
I'm Dean Jenkins. I'm the general contractor representing the applicant. And yes, they are. Some of them are on wheels. Some of them are not on wheels. Our intention is to separate the units, demolish the units, because we're not going to be able to take them off the site as whole trailers.
Okay.
We will not be able to do that. So, you know, we're kind of under the gun here for this event. And I have applied and was ready to receive a demolition permit when, you know, Judith and I spoke, and we looked at the possibility of saying, well, what do we have to do? We're filing with conservation. We have a conservation issue. You know, I asked her what her recommendations were. She, you know, we together decided that if I put the sedimentation and wattles in, that we would be able to have a protected area for the wetlands. And, you know, our job here, or what we're trying to do, is we're going to try to take them away as large of pieces as we can, but really what we're trying to do is demolish them. We will pull them more forward into the lot, onto the paved area, which is, you know, now, you know, really the parking lot, forward parking lot of
Yeah,
the
well,
Riverside
that whole
School.
area is kind of like a parking lot anyway.
Correct. And I don't think we're going to, you know, I don't think we're going to disturb any of the paving in that area, because again, our intention is to grade that pretty level. It's fairly level now. Grade it fairly level after we've removed everything, all the debris, everything gone, and we're going to try to grade that at just exactly what's there right now. It's kind of a level contour. Leave the paving in place. You know, don't touch anything else, so that we'd have an area actually to park some vehicles, put a tent in for this event and so forth. And, you know, obviously, it's a big school. I mean, it's 13 units.
What is in those modular buildings now?
Really nothing. You know, they're set up like, you know, like little small offices. There's some carpet in them. There's we've removed the tiles from inside. You know, there's some light fixtures that we've removed, but basically, it's a shell of a building, metal outside, so it's kind of like, you know, for lack of a better understanding of it, it's kind of like a camper, you know, like that outside.
They weren't using it, God forbid, for storage of, you know, any
No,
chemicals
there's nothing
or
in there.
hazardous
It was
substances?
all classrooms, actually. There was all classrooms, and you know, so there was no storage, no materials of any kind that were left there. And you know, it's our hope to make things easier for everybody, to pull it up a little bit forward before we demolish, because we can actually do that. You know, we can separate them a little bit and pull them up so that we can get them gone. And then whatever filing, whatever has to happen from a delay standpoint, we're moving forward today, and we get, you know, filing the way that the board needs it to be and the way, it should be, then we're all willing to do that. But we just, from a time perspective, I need the time to be able to take those buildings out of there, get it out of there and clean it up.
All right, under the supervision of the office, Judy, either you or the conservation officer, I don't have a problem with that. If there's any comments or questions, provided that we're satisfied that, any sort of debris, stockpiling will be covered at night, stuff like that, just so it's, not blowing into the resource area, okay?
Yeah, we can do a post-demolition inspection as well, but like I said, we did do an inspection of the erosion control today, and everything looked great.
All right, so, yeah, I don't have an issue with it as long as it's done under the supervision of the office, so.
And as long as everyone in here can get an invitation to the party. Yeah.
That would be beneficial, and it should be scheduled anyway with the office. Sure. Okay, I think, I know Commissioner Varnum and I have been back there.
I've been back, yeah.
I believe you're the neighbor?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I recognized you, I think, from a couple years ago, so.
Yeah, Miss Varnum is already visited my
All
place.
right, so, okay. What I will do is, I don't think we need to do anything formal as far as, just as long as it's done, Judy, under the supervision, okay? For the removal of the modular units, so, all right, so then I'll entertain a motion to continue to provide us, Matt, with a full site plan grading and existing conditions. Ty, bring your 4 NOI plans into one plan, basically, okay? You can keep them as 4 separate plans. There's nothing wrong with that for the purpose of the filing, but bring them all together on one page for us.
Yeah, he just did cut sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'll entertain a motion then to continue to the September 23rd meeting date by Commissioner Toner. All right, and seconded by
Second.
Commissioner Beardron. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, and before I just move on, I'm not going to take comments tonight. I know there's some people here tonight that are interested in this project, and unfortunately, it is being continued. So the continued date is September 23rd. If for some reason you cannot make that hearing date and choose to want to offer your comments, what I would suggest then is leave your name and your address with Judy before you go tonight, and she will help you in getting your comments before the board in written form or by representative, so we don't lose that opportunity. But because we didn't hear any substantive issues tonight, I'm not going to take any comments regarding the project tonight, so, okay.
Yes.
Judy, was there anything else under other business tonight? No?
No.
Okay. We have a couple things to sign, but do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Motion by Commissioner Beardron, second by Commissioner Varnum. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, the ayes have it, and good night.